2009 to the 20.
I'm just a baby.
What is wrong?
Are you, did you mute then and it worked?
It's not feeding back anymore.
Great, thank you.
Yeah,
Hello,
but-
everyone. Good evening. Yeah, you have this as well. Thank you and welcome. We're glad you're here. And I
Thank
see
you.
also that our next applicant is Simone is also here on Zoom. Welcome.
Hello. Adam's here.
Yes,
And Adam's here. Yes.
So we're a quorum.
yes.
Well, we have a quorum with 4. But we have 5.
Well, we didn't count if it was on
If
Zoom.
you could project the
We don't need to do it.
photograph.
Yeah. And we are. Good thing you came.
We have 2 applicants this evening and one is with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Darius.
Well, all, good evening.
Shall we start?
Hi, yes, you
Yes,
can start.
very
Well,
well.
we can
Okay.
introduce ourselves very quickly.
Surely.
And this is about 128 West 72nd. We're going to just have a motion to approve the agenda, please.
Yeah.
Here, here.
Thank you. And our agenda is approved and we will, I'm Jennifer Malsby. I'm one of the co-chairs of the Preservation Committee. My co-chair up there, Adam.
Hello, sorry I can't be there in person. It is, as many of you know, city budget season.
Yeah, what do they say?
Hello, Adam, Darius, and my assistant is presenting the case regarding 128 West 72nd Street. My name is Darius Torby. We're the architects and applicants for the owner with regard to legalization of the existing windows because some of them were altered during installation of window air conditioners. And they've become a subject of a landmarks violation. And our objective is to make corrective work to restore them to their original character and construction. Now, fortunately, Landmarks has agreed that because the apartments on the on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th floor do not have any other aperture than the front windows towards 72nd Street, they would allow the window air conditioners, especially that there are other buildings on 72nd Street in this block that have window air conditioners. So they've agreed to allow us to have window air conditioners. But as you will see on the slide at the top there, currently the air conditioners in the windows do not all line up in a proper regimented way. And therefore, pardon?
They're watching on this one screen.
Yeah, okay, I should do it here,
Yeah.
okay. So,
Yeah, that's good.
they have been installed in an ad hoc manner because over time, each tenant decided to have a window air conditioner and they had someone come and make the alterations and install their unit. And now, in discussions with Landmark staff, they have suggested that we try to streamline the installation of the air conditioners in one line. So on this level, which is the 3rd floor, this air conditioning unit is going to be moved over to the left. And so is this one moved over to the left. And the window sash is going to be fully restored to its original construction. And then on the fourth floor, everything is in the right place, but that's fifth floor. One, two, three, four, five. Fifth floor, everything is in the correct location. So on the fourth floor, we're going to also add an air conditioner in this window. And that would make the job of the air conditioning locations all streamlined as shown in this photoshopped elevation. Now, there's also one other correction we have to make. The sash mountains above this unit, above the air conditioning, has been removed completely. So we're going to restore them to their original size and location and character, so that the windows would be all uniformly restored. So that's basically the gist of the purpose of this application in front of you, and we would appreciate it if you would consider it favorably so we can go ahead with the project.
One question.
Yes.
Who does this metal work for the windows?
We have, over the years, I've worked with a company called Seaculture.
Okay.
Seaculture, yes.
They do a beautiful
Yeah,
job.
and I've used them in fact, in Greenwich, in other locations. They come and help us out because these windows are really very special. And
I've used them, so I agree with you.
right,
I'm glad you said that.
on 95th Street and Broadway and 95th Street at a beautiful residential building. All the windows used to be that way. Unfortunately, they've been all taken out except for the top floor penthouse. And we restored them all completely to their original character, and they work very well. The issue that normally is presented is energy code compliance, because the panes are not insulated panes. So there are now panes that can be obtained with a film sandwiched between the two sheets of 1/8" glass. And therefore, it provides a certain amount of some insulation value. And that's what we did on 95th Street and Broadway in that building. And here, I think they're just going to be normal small panes of glass.
All of the paint's gonna be replaced, or?
No,
No,
only
just
the ones
the-
that have been affected. And of course, the ones on the fifth floor were completely obliterated on the left-hand side, and they're gonna be restored
And
completely.
how do these windows, obviously, the air conditioners are year round.
Correct.
So that part of, are these windows operable?
Yes, the rest, well, in some of the units where they have installed them on the wrong side, so to speak, because
Yeah, yeah.
levers are all on the right-hand side for right-hand motion. And therefore, with the new configuration, they're all going to be operable.
So they're casement windows,
Yes,
and was it half the window open?
yes, always, yeah,
Like
always
that.
half of
Just-
them open, yes.
So the entire height opens or just?
No, only
part
below them,
next to
below the division, below the top,
Okay, yeah,
top
got it.
8 lights, yeah.
And the top is fixed.
The top is
Top is
fixed, yes,
okay,
the transom.
just curious.
My question is that the violation goes back to 20 years ago. What's the impetus for doing anything about it now?
Very good question, very good question.
20 years ago.
Yeah,
As you see, that's one of the distinctive features of the building. And by the way, I was so impressed to see so many landmark, distinctive landmark buildings on this block of 72nd Street.
That's true.
Just really gorgeous buildings. This is a small one, but quite unique in its character because of the oval window and the brickwork in it.
Mhm.
Now, the oval window is, of course, they couldn't use that as an apartment. So that unit is a commercial unit. I'm trying to answer your question. I'm not diverging.
Okay.
Diverging. So
All right.
that's a commercial unit. And the apartment in the back has been empty for many years. So the owner asked us to legalize the use of that apartment as commercial. So that whole level would be one usable commercial space. Otherwise, it's a very small little commercial space in the front. So we made an application and lo and behold, we found out there is a violation. So,
Got it.
so that's why we have to do this, yes.
Well, it's very interesting. It's from the 30s, 1930s.
1935,
I like the style.
beautiful building.
Okay, do we have, do we have any other questions for the applicant? Otherwise, perhaps we can, I think, I'm sensing that there's probably alignment on this one. Is there anyone in the room who has any questions or wants to make any comments?
No,
No one else sees it.
I'm in favor.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. We like it.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
Oh, pleasure. Thank you. Thank you very much for accommodating us here. Thank you very much.
Yes, we vote.
Thank you. We will.
Well, Here's
Well,
let me know when you guys can see this.
Yeah, very well.
Yep, we can see it.
Let me see it.
Okay,
Many thanks. You have a good
any
evening.
issues on this? Otherwise, I will make it an approval.
And approval.
Right.
Okay.
Take a vote.
Someone want to call the question?
Question.
Our question?
Second,
All in favor? Opposed? Okay, so is that 5000?
yep,
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
Are you,
Thank
do you
you.
have a hearing time calendared for
Thank you.
Landmark?
Well, we were wondering how this is going to go. We didn't want
Okay,
to, we didn't want to make a big commitment because that's going to be a public hearing also.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
So,
Well,
Yeah, this will be the first Tuesday of next month. It'll be on the full board calendar for a vote.
right.
Yeah,
Yes.
so
Thank
you guys will not be able to go before LPC on June 2nd, but June 9th would be fine.
Beautiful. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate it.
Okay,
Thank
thank you.
Thank you.
you.
Have a good evening.
And you can
Bye-bye.
check the status, but we're
Of course.
positive and we will be sure to be in
Thank you.
touch as well. Thank you for coming in
Thanks.
person. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
You wanna take these, if you can use them?
Oh, yes, we could. We could most likely for the.
My own set. I printed them off. The trees are gone. They're gone.
I do like. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Been twice.
Beg your pardon?
Right. I love that. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you again. Thanks for being here.
Take care.
Advice and all working together.
We're all set.
Got everything? Okay.
It was great. Thank you, Jennifer. Get all of us working on your own.
Not done.
Okay,
I
bye-bye.
just hope. Right, maybe.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you. Thank you, Adam, for playing that up. Simeon, do we have you here? Can
Yes,
you hear us?
can you hear me?
Yes, we can see you as well. Thank
Excellent.
you for
Thanks.
being here. This is 313 West 77th Street. And it's quite a comprehensive package we have here. So do you, I promoted you to a panelist and if
Shall I
you're
share my
able-
screen?
if you're able to share your screen and we can walk through your presentation, that'd be fantastic.
Sure, hold on.
Is that the
Was
door?
that the door?
No, it was
Oh, that
not.
was the
It
elevator.
was the elevator, yeah.
And what we'll try to do is if you could run through the presentation and then we'll do questions at the end. It tends to make things easier since often our questions are answered in the slide you're about to get to.
Yes.
Okay. I just said I was sharing my screen, but are you seeing my screen?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Fantastic, thank you.
Interesting. I'm not seeing it in the Zoom, but I'm seeing it on my screen. That's fine. So it's comprehensive, but it's a bunch of small things mostly. It's this gorgeous Romanesque house, and our clients bought it 4 or 5 years ago, and they just want to make it right. It kind of, as they received it, it's got some flaws, so we're just going to go around and sort of fix things. I'll quickly list the items, and then I'll try to move quickly through it. One, construct the new cheek walls at the front areaway. You can see in this photo that there's an open areaway in front. It's contiguous with the sidewalk. They have consistent problems with people using this areaway. They've had unhoused people there. It's been gross. So
Can't hear you.
We lost the sound.
We lost the
Simeon.
sound from you, but you're all.
are you able to hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, good. The next thing is the main window at the top of the stoop and the window next to it had in the past ornamental steel grills, which they'd like to bring back. This door on the left, we're calling it the dummy door. At one time, that was a door that led downstairs to a cellar, but it no longer does that. It's now a blank. It looks like a door, but it's no longer a door. There's a wall behind it. But I'll show you in the historic photos, there used to be a transom window incorporated in that door, and we'd like to restore that glazed opening, because after all, behind that now is their foyer, is their front room inside, and it would be wonderful to have that additional light. Repairing the front facade, that's just wholesale. We want to go inch by inch and make all the details perfect. So that's just going to be an artisanal repair of the entire brownstone facade. In the rear yard, we can go through it quickly probably, but they want to add a window to a basement level exposure, and there's an upper roof exposure as well that they want to expand a window. Both of those are not visible from anywhere, but I'll show you what they intend to do. And at the upper roof, they need to make repairs to their stair bulkhead, and I'll show you that. I'll quickly go through. So you're familiar with where we are. We're mid-block on north side of 77th Street, between Riverside and West End. As you can see, we got the giant buildings at the corners. There was once a row of 11 of these houses, I think. We are of the remaining 5. And we are, I think, nicely the most intact. On the left is a tax photo from 1940. Interestingly, in 1940, the windows were not divided lights. By the 80s, they were divided. And then at some point in the interim, they became undivided again. We are proposing ultimately, this is not part of the LPC hearing, but we'll be replacing the windows just to make them better performing windows, but they will remain undivided. You can see in the middle photo, the 1980 photo, you can see or you can just about make out the grill on the window. There's also likewise a grill on the door, and there was a grill on the dummy door, what I'm calling the dummy door. You can also see, I didn't pick it up on my cover sheet, but in the middle of the front facade existing, at the sidewalk level, there's a funky grill. That was historically a window, and we'll restore that to a window. There's a mechanical room behind that, but the grill is not necessary and it's unsightly, and we'd like to restore the window to the original condition. That as well is not actually part of the presentation because LPC staff will approve that at staff level, but just to complete the story, that's part of the repairs here. Just more close-up views. You can see on the right, the rightmost upper right, the door looks like it's mahogany. That door is supposed to be black, and it will be black. We'll restore it to its proper condition. When our client bought the place, the door was not functional, so they had to make a functional door for security, but as part of this application, we are going to restore the door to its blackness and restore the steel, the ornamental grille. I'll draw your attention at the upper left. You see the photo of the dummy door with the garbage pails in front of it. There's a little bit of a remnant of a step there. In the historic condition, there would have been steps and sort of a more substantial way to walk into that door. Over the years, that's been demolished. We're proposing to clean up that. We don't want that landing there with the garbage pails on it because it's unsightly, it's not sealed well, and it's going to be harder for the way that we envision locating the garbage pails more discreetly. We don't need that step. So we're cleaning that up as part of restoring the areaway with bluestone. Currently, this is a concrete sidewalk, but that's temporary as well. Once this work is underway and it's done, we'll replace this with bluestone. This is the existing rear yard, for what it's worth. At the you can see at the upper. Sorry, go ahead. Yes.
You mentioned restoring the grille on the front door.
Yes.
Do you have a photo of that type of grille or a rendering or?
Yes, I will show you what we are proposing for that grille.
Okay.
It's a good point. I said restoring. What I meant is we are producing a grill for that in the style that we think will be appropriate. That will be part of our application.
Okay.
So I'll show you that image when I get to it. Existing rear yard. I'm only showing you this because it's a little hard to envision the levels here. But on the upper left, you can see that there's sort of a sunken patio. That sunken patio is below grade. It's at a cellar level. So we are demolishing these elements. They leak, they house vermin, etc. So we're going to be replacing some of this work. I don't know would you like me to explain in greater detail what we're proposing for this rear yard, or is not a concern right now? I don't mind, whichever.
I think we
it's
Yeah, quick explanation would be nice.
is it going before the commission, or is it a staff level approval?
There are limited pieces that are going to the commission. The piece that has to go to the commission is we are making a new window on the rear facade. So here I'll explain. The lower left image, if you can make this out, the left side of that image is our rear facade. This is the sunken patio level. We are that black door that you see, let's call that a shed. We're demolishing that shed because it's disgusting, and we'll replace it with a glass bridge. When we demolish that shed, there will be a new exposure, and we're going to make a window there. So that's I'll show you in an elevation. It'll be clear enough.
Okay, thank you.
And then this is the roof. The only scope that goes before the commission here is that the stair bulkhead, which you're currently seeing here, is clad in this sort of vertical wood. It's falling apart. We're going to restore this, remove the wood, and provide dark stucco. One other piece that goes to the commission. You see the big mechanical units at the back of the roof. We're going to put a screen to screen them off visually. Again, none of that is visible, but we were required to show it to LPC. Let me move past. We can come back if anybody wants to see, photos of neighbors and stuff. But for now, I'll treat this as an appendix. We have images of the neighbors' doors as well. There's an interesting mix of different steel gates. Some of them are more deco. Some of them are more. Anyway, there's many different styles. We are proposing something a little bit more like 317. This one in the middle. This slightly more deco. Okay. I'm moving now to, I'll be discussing the proposal to add the fence at the front of our front areaway. So in this upper right image, that's our neighbor. That's our immediate neighbor to the west. and they have this knee wall and fence along at the sidewalk. So the same kind of enclosure that they have will be the enclosure that we are proposing, a mirror image of that. Only we're not going to go as high as they. Just there's plenty of examples in the neighborhood of, you know, enclosed front areaways.
The same fence design?
We're proposing the same, yes, but lower. Theirs is some 6 feet high or whatever. We'll match the brownstone knee wall, and then we'll match a simple steel gate, but it'll top off at 42 inches. It's just to enclose our front, our sort of partially conceal our garbage pails and keep people from using our front areaway. I'll show you a drawing of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just see.
This just describes the scope we've all just discussed. I apologize. The presentation became so big because at one point it included a ton of stuff. And then fortunately with staff, we were able to pare it down to just the elements that the commission will review. And we haven't pared, I think we can pare this down to a more expedient, efficient presentation as well. But for now, we have all this information here. So this is sort of details the processes that we need to use to restore the brownstone and treat it. For the purposes of this presentation, we're going to do it extremely well. We have to use the appropriate materials and cleaners. Oh, sorry. So this is that rear facade. On the left is the existing condition. There's this enclosed shed. We'll demolish that. We'll replace it with a glass and steel bridge, but we'll introduce a new window under it. While we're at it, currently the doors back there are outswing casements. We're going to replace them with sliders. If you go to the top of the elevations, you can see on the left there's an existing window. We're going to make it wider. That's a setback elevation. And then at the roof, we're replacing the paneling that's on the bulkheads with stucco, and we'll be adding a screen to screen off the mechanical units. The only use of this section at this point is you can see on the right side the sunken condition of the rear yard. That's the existing shed that we'll be demolishing. It's sort of an unusual condition because our cellar is ultimately at the same level as the neighbors to the north. Their rear yard is at our cellar level, so it's a little bit confusing. It looks like our rear yard is sort of built up. Sorry. All right, let's look at this. So this is a rendering of the front yard, showing a bunch of things. So you can see first and foremost the proposed knee wall to create our front areaway and the proposed rail. As I was saying, it's basically modeled on the neighbor's rail. We had originally proposed to match the neighbor's detail, just such as it is, the little floral decoration.
Yeah.
And Landmarks asked us to remove it. They said simpler is better. I don't feel strongly.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because one of our colleagues would have liked, who's not here, asked us to ask you specifically about making it more in line with the flourishes.
Yeah.
So you're saying the feedback that you received was something different? That's interesting. Okay.
I would
Yeah.
add my voice to that record, because that's exactly what I was gonna say. I'd even like to see something a little bit more.
Yes.
I agree. Yeah, it was, so they asked us to make it as simple as possible. I honestly, I don't really understand the argument, and maybe I'll find out more from staff before we present it. But the part I understood, the part that's I'm more familiar with as we discuss these things with staff is the question of whether this looks like it's, are we distinguishing the new stuff from the old stuff appropriately? Are we making it look like we're trying to make this look like it was historic, or are we trying to set off the new? And so, for example, at the way that this rail meets where it meets the existing stoop. So we've created this sort of triangular detail. It's a small thing. It was only because it was the least awkward way to meet the brownstone. And we had a discussion with staff whether that looked like we were trying to integrate it too much, or, you know, or how do you strike that balance? And this was what staff thought was would be acceptable. We're not going to attach to the brownstone very much, only at the bottom so that it's stable, but this seemed like an unobtrusive solution. There's obviously an operable gate is the middle portion between the stoop and the new brownstone knee wall. You can also see in this rendering the proposed window at the sidewalk level that we're replacing, and that'll have a steel grille, the new grille for the middle window, the new grille for the door. And then this is the dummy door on the left. That's the sort of transom window that was in the historic photo. We are proposing an ornamental grille just because the client thought it would be beautiful, and sort of to play up the floral sensibility of the Romanesque and of the new grills. They liked sort of a tree of life theme for that. It's a removable panel. It's an ornamental piece. So if there's any concern in landmarks or in the community board, we can simply treat it as an ornament. I don't know that it go ahead, please.
There was no attempt to make it sort of blend in with the door on the other window, the scroll pattern on the others.
The desire they wanted to see if they could do something. They were thinking of if they could do a stained glass, and I suggested that it might be that would be a step too far in being sort of creative with how to use that transom. And so we were talking about this kind of biologic floral theme. But no, they were not looking to make it match exactly those the security grades.
Why not integrate it like that?
Because integration wasn't their picture for two reasons. They thought it was beautiful. I mean, ultimately they will have trees and flowers and planters in this front areaway as well. So they were picturing that it would be of a piece with that. Partially, it's that some of the Romanesque, the idea of the Romanesque was to evoke that, and nowadays we can do beautiful laser cut steel to evoke that floral sensibility. And because the light that would come through would be beautiful and interesting. It was just a preference, a design idea that was whimsical, that they thought would be beautiful there. But you know, as always, we're open to discussion. I'm presenting what the owners thought would be exciting there, and without being, you know, jarring. And
I assume you want to withhold comments till we.
Sure.
I'll wrap up quickly. There's a few other details here that get presented to the commission. There's security cameras that you'll see, one to the right of the door, one to the left. We're replacing the existing ornamental lamp with in kind, and I think that's the scope. We have more detailed drawings of these things. So here you can see a little more clearly in orthographic view the design of the grills. And that is the scope. Please ask away.
Let's go back just easily to the ironwork, just because we're right here.
Yeah.
And one of our colleagues who's not in the room but did visit the property and also did have some specific feedback on the presentation is that the ironwork is beautiful and would like to see it, and I would agree, just more cohesive. The tree of life is not different, it's not offensive, but it just seems a little bit out of place in light of the beautiful intricate work elsewhere. If there weren't intricate work elsewhere, perhaps it would seem on point. But then in addition, I think the starkness of your front fence in contrast to the neighbor's fence with the motif is also a little, you know, little incongruous there. So, but if LPC did say they just want it to be plain, but did they specifically say they want nothing on the iron, or did they just say they want you to be?
We
leaving
literally
it?
presented originally we modeled it to match I mean, this is a rendering. So we rendered our fence exactly the same as the neighbor was rendered, and
Yeah.
they asked us to remove. I can see, by the way, the neighbors has that ornament up high,
Yeah.
like at a 5 or 5 foot high level, and our fence
Sure.
cuts off shorter. So arguably, they are in fact the same. Ours just hasn't risen to the extreme height of theirs. And I think it would be
Sure.
weird for ours to be as high. So I can see how it's congruous in that sense that below the 4 foot, below the 42-inch level, they are in fact the same. And
Yes.
maybe that's the
Yeah.
argument.
So was it at staff level that they told you to leave it plain?
That was at staff. We've only been, yes, that was staff level, correct.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Thank you.
I mean, frankly, I agree with Clary on the ornamentation, the grill work, which is hard to see in this, but with what you showed us is really nice and appropriate. And considering all of the design work in the brownstone and all that, I would agree with at least the way you presented it originally. And I would suggest that, since, as you said, you have a lower fence, you could do something different, consistent with what you've got on the front window and the door. But I, on this building, it seems to be a plain, modern looking fence.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't do it.
So,
I mean,
actually,
it's-
it's only helpful to me if you guys have that comment, then when I'm obviously going to speak to staff before we go to the public hearing.
Well,
I'll revive that discussion and with your help.
if we all agree, then we will put it in the resolution as, I mean, it's not, I only speak to myself, I would never make it a condition of approval, but I would make it a very strong recommendation that those gates, the gate and the railing contain ornamentation consistent with the ornament. I would go further than the medallions on the neighbor, and maybe even do something a little more ornate, consistent with the door and the front window.
So Jay, just to cut you off, first, we
Feel-
don't have anyone attending on Zoom, but I wanted to make sure, is there anyone in the room who wants to speak on
No,
this?
There's no one here.
Okay,
Empty room.
excellent.
Just-
Given
just-
that, do people have questions other than the ornate ironwork? Do people have other questions about the facade, the blind window, the dummy door, anything like that? Otherwise, I would suggest we throw up the resolution and add some language to get to what sounds like there's a consensus in the room.
I don't think we're quite ready yet, because there's a couple more things that we wanna, speak about.
I would like to speak about that window and the dummy door. Say it's just complicates everything.
Sure,
It doesn't blend or enhance anything, it just complicates it.
okay,
It's a completely different angular kind of thing than the others are so flowing and round.
yes, I would agree, so if we,
Question is, what can you do with the doorway? You're not gonna close it up.
no, but make the iron work more consistent with the beautiful
with the-
scrolls on the
yeah,
other side, you know, if.
It's my opinion, it's the same argument or feeling as the railing.
Sure,
You want something that's a little
Enhanced.
more ornate and worthy of the building.
Mm.
So I agree with that. Simeon, was there any thought to doing something besides the window on the dummy door, doing some decorative ironwork on the door and that lower window?
You mean the door itself and not the window, the dummy door?
Well, I mean, it-
Next door.
you know, there could be a comprehensive design. It may include something on the window
Mhm.
It may encompass the glass. I don't feel qualified to say this is what should be on the window, this is what, but it just seems too barren for this. For
Yeah.
this,
The
it's a shame.
it's a strange condition. And you can
It
see
is.
there once was here, if you look on the left, the original condition was a, you know, a wood stile and rail door, blank door with a glass transom. And then over time, I don't know what's behind it in the 1980s photo, but there was some ornamental steel in front of it. In the interim, the door is in fact a blank, right? It's a dummy. Only that transom admits is to a living space. So that's the only place where we can introduce the window. And anyway, that would be the only place where it would be, I think, where it would look appropriate. But as far as we were aiming to we were aiming to match we were modeling ourselves on the 1940, thinking that that's the closest example we have of how these doors would have worked. So it's a, you know, it's a real door. It's intended to be, in those days, it would have been not a dummy door, but a servant door, and it was very secondary, clearly. I almost think that the highly ornamental steel in the 1980s photo is not really correct, meaning it should be like the left photo where it's simple. The question then is, are we overdoing it in, you know, is the tree of life motif not appropriate? Should it be more simple? If the smaller piece for the transom, should it match more in style with the other steel grills? We did not contemplate redesigning the door as a whole because of that, because the 1940s photos seem to support leaving it big.
Understood. So, yeah, I'm agnostic about the design of the grill work. I mean, I don't, the tree of life doesn't bother
Scared
me.
me for a minute.
Yeah, I'm an agnostic preacher. Yeah, well, there you go. Not the only one.
One other question, and I think was something that Clary brought up, is the permeability, either in the back or the front. Is there any place where it's permeable? I don't think so. We're trying to get more.
Well,
In the back.
The photo of the existing, was that grass? Assuming,
Just looking in the rear
Oh,
yard.
you're referring to the horizontal surface, the hardscape. Is any of it permeable? Yeah. So in the rear yard, it's the existing. This is not real grass, but it's permeable because underneath this is just retained soil. I'm not really proposing in this presentation. This is the existing. There will likely, they would like to populate this with, you know, with plantings and trees, and she loves birds and he loves plants and so on. So it will not look like this, but it will remain permeable, even if it has pavers, for what it's worth.
Thank you.
It's not the scope of this proposal. But.
Thank you.
Right. Okay.
Excellent. Well, Adam,
it sounds like it's time to throw up a resolution.
yes.
All
do you
right.
have any further questions or?
Do we,
I would say the resolution should say, firmly believe that window in the dummy door could be more consistent with the metal work on the other doors rather than.
Yeah. So hold on, let's just knock out the easy ones first. Do we still need permeable paving, or do we feel comfortable about that?
Well, I guess, okay.
Guess we have it.
well,
Okay.
it can't hurt.
Can't hurt to keep it in
Yeah.
there, maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. So then the other one I have is, first I had, but recommends more ornate ironwork on the fence. Is that acceptable to folks?
Sure.
I might, you know, since they told him to keep it unornamental, maybe we could say consistent with the neighbors as a minimum.
Yeah.
Do we want to, does that, I can't tell in the room, does that people nodding?
Sorry, there's a
Yeah,
bunch
yeah.
of noise in the room for a minute. Sorry, there's buzzer going
I
on.
mean,
Are we all in agreement on that? It's just with the neighbor next door.
well, I would say more ornate ironwork on the fence, but at a minimum, consistent with the neighbor next door.
That might be confusing because you
Yeah.
were saying you don't care if
Yeah.
it looks like the neighbors, but
No,
before,
yeah, but,
you're saying so. Okay.
Maybe we could leave out the neighbors and. just say
Okay,
more
all right,
ornate
I got it.
ironwork,
That's
Just
fine.
Yeah.
to match in case
All
they.
right.
in case he say something that the motif is, because they're
Yeah,
not
that's fine.
exactly the
It's,
same.
Yeah.
it's implicit in
Yes.
that.
I think
Yeah.
so.
And I think the
I-
overarching message is that the motifs are beautiful, and to carry them through. Perhaps
Yeah, I
other
mean,
places.
And then to Madge's point, I have that the ironwork on the door be more in line with the existing fenestration ironwork. So basically that what they put on
Yes.
the dummy door matches what we already have on the window and door.
That's
that-
fine.
Say,
That's
say
fine
it's
with me.
strong.
Any
That's it.
other comments? Otherwise, we can, I mean, unless people want to go long, but I have to go back to work, so I would be happy to
I
finish
got
earlier.
that.
I'm sorry, but was that the existing fenestration ironwork or the proposed, or are they the same?
Oh,
On the
that,
left is
that's a
blank.
great point.
That's
The proposed.
proposed.
On the
10
right side of
points
this
to
image.
K.
Right.
Sorry, go
Simeon,
ahead.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I was saying that the existing is missing. On the
Mhm,
right
yes.
side is our proposed.
Yeah,
Right,
good.
yeah, so we'll just leave it as proposed. That's-
Yeah,
Okay,
Okay.
You ready to vote?
I
Yep.
think so. I'm ready to
I'm
vote.
ready.
Favor?
In favor. Yay, hurrah.
Adam?
All right, that's 5000.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank you.
take it in.
Thank you.
What's the June meeting?
Our
Eighth?
full board meeting is
Ninth?
the first Tuesday of the month, and then we'll be in touch.
Amazing.
And you don't
Yeah.
need to, you do not need to come to the full board meeting.
Right, understood.
Right.
My next thing, I need to now schedule the next landmarks public hearing.
Yeah,
Okay.
anytime after the full board meets in June.
Oh, actually, sorry, right. Your full board meeting is June 9th?
June
No,
second.
June
Second.
2nd.
Okay,
The first-
so I can schedule with LPC anytime after June 2nd.
Yep,
Yes.
and the June 2nd LPC agenda is out, so you already missed that one anyway, so sorry to
Yeah,
slightly
that's
hold
how
you
it
up.
goes.
But I'll send you an email and we'll touch base again, and I'll send you where you can find the resolution, and
All the stuff.
that seems like it will pass.
Excellent,
Oh, yeah.
All very good.
excellent. Thank you so much.
Thanks, we appreciate
Have
it.
a great
you
evening,
so
everybody. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks for being prepared and coming,
Yeah,
sharing.
pleasure. Thanks.
All right, any new business? I have one thing that I would like to put on new business, but anyone else have anything else?
No, just saying goodbye for me.
Well, I was
Um,
gonna say that we should pass a resolution saying thank you to Madge, but you know, we don't have to.
After they did it at the full board, that was really
Yes.
nice.
Can we ask you to please come to the next meeting?
I'd love to.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna do it,
Yeah, perfect.
tune in on Zoom, but maybe.
Oh, my God, come.
Yeah, come.
Come, please. 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 Please, I mean, I feel like the summer is really
Yeah.
Well-
The break.
Next
Yeah.
month
Yeah.
It's June 11th, I
June, but
think.
then there's no.
Did- Have you,
Any other new business?
Adam, have you and Jennifer considered a summer meeting?
So
we-
we,
When I co-chaired the committee, we met
If need be.
in July, no, we met in July and August
Mm.
to keep up.
Yeah,
with
so-
this small-
yeah,
Got it.
what- Jay, what we'll do is the same we did as last year, which is if an applicant comes, we will meet. But if no one brings an
Okay.
application, we won't. And I am not about to go, I think LPC honestly probably tells applicants that community boards are hard to reach over the summer. I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
gonna
fine.
go tell, I'm not gonna go tell LPC to schedule meetings for us, but
No,
you
no,
know,
I
don't worry,
agree.
Jen is not gonna let anything get lost, you know, no summer break.
No, that's fine. If there's something to do, as long as you guys are willing to do
Of
it.
course, of
Yeah,
course.
okay, that's all.
Yeah, no, but thank you, because this is my first year, so I did need
Well,
to
when-
understand what our
when
options may be.
Gabby and I did that. I mean, we were like pariahs for 6 months.
Yes,
You know.
yes,
But we always had applications.
sure. And we don't want to come back to a backlog or making anyone
Well, not even a,
Making
even a
anyone suffer.
backlog,
suffer.
you
for,
know,
having
without
to
that, we would have missed the opportunity to.
Sure, to weigh in.
To weigh in,
Last summer somehow, I think at least one of the months we didn't need.
No, that's fine. If we have business to do, as long as you
Yeah.
guys are willing.
Sure,
That's fine.
absolutely.
All right, I hate to do this, but I have to go back to work, so
Thank
Bye.
you.
I'm gonna drop. I trust you guys to adjourn the meeting without me. So thank you all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
All
all right.
Wow. Any other business?
I was just gonna offer a point of privilege, on the church around the corner, St. Paul and St. Andrew, that we are almost raised the 5 million to finish the roof. So hopefully we'll finish the roof and not have the corner of it open to the sky.
You have a roof finishing party.
Yeah, and I don't know, yeah, we'll have to get up there and dance. And that we received a grant from New York State Division of Parks, Recreation and Historic Properties to restore the tower. We just have to mention, so
that's nice.
675,000.
Oh, good.
So we're gonna get a pretty tower
Yes,
down the road.
Great.
Yeah,
great.
I'm excited.
Marvelous.
Lots
Yeah.
of beautiful work to be done. That's great.
Yeah.
That roof is probably.
Are they working on it already?
Well,
The roof they're working on, yeah, not the tower. Well, except for doing the analysis of what needs to happen in the tower, but the
Oh,
roof,
that's
yeah,
good.
they're hard at work on it. Got a crew there every day, even Saturday.
good.
Excellent.
Yeah,
It's such a
Thanks.
multifunctional building. I've been there for more things.
I know.
So much happening.
I get confused every day. What's happening?
The moth was there.
Yeah, the moth, that was fun. Did you come?
Yeah,
I
my
saw you
neighbor
there.
right there.
Yeah, the moth story, yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Othello, yeah.
Othello, have you seen
I
Othello?
did see Othello. I loved it.
It's powerful, right?
Yeah, it's so. and
Got a
it's
really
also-
good Times review and Wall Street Journal. Anyway, that's.
It was packed.
Yeah, that,
We can see.
we could go.
No, but we can't. We can, but I can officially adjourn and turn off our.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yep.
Thank you. We officially adjourn. Thank you all for the meeting. Reservation.